Welcome to Fireside Giants, my friends. My name is Alex here, and today I wanted to make a short video talking about wide receiver Darius Slayton. I feel like he doesn't get enough attention he deserves. The past two seasons for him have been a little, up and down. Last year, kind of suffering an injury, which I believe impacted his 2020 production. And when you're looking at his stats, the guy was an absolute stud for being a fifth-round pick out of Auburn. You keep in mind, nobody knew who he was. Nobody expected him to be even a wide receiver two. I think he has the ability to be a high-end wide receiver two with more weapons around him. And I want to talk about what his expectations were going into 2020, what they will be going to this year, and how the pieces around him will impact, hopefully, his future success. Now, when Darius Slayton, when you're considering him, 23 years old. It's actually 24 now. He was 23 during his 2020 season. Played in all 16 games last year. He started in 15, and that's considering the fact that he did pick up an injury in Week 6 against Washington. I'll roll the clip for you during the video, and essentially what happens is he catches a beautiful 25, 30-yard catch from Daniel Jones on a rope in the left corner of the end zone, and he comes up hobbling on his foot, and I think that really impacted him for the remainder of the campaign, and it really had an impact on his production and efficiency throughout the season. Now, I think he's capable of being, one of the best players on this team. I think he could have a special relationship, a special connection with quarterback Daniel Jones. Now, we know Daniel Jones ranked as one of the most accurate passers in the NFL last year. Now, his sample size was very small at under 10% of his throws, traveling 20-plus yards downfield. Now, that needs to increase. This is becoming a passing league. Obviously, running the football is very important. It, keeps the defense honest, keeps players in the box, especially with Saquon coming back. The attention he's going to command is very important to the schematics of Jason Garrett's offense. Now, that will open up the field for the playmakers at the wide receiver position. Of course, going out and getting Kenny Golladay, John Ross, Kadarius Toney. There's a lot more snaps that need to be shared. Whereas last year, we saw a lot of snaps going to Gallman as the primary back when Saquon went down. Slayton and Evan Ingram were really the guys that were being fed the most over the course of any given game. Now, I think Darius Slayton is going to probably see his reps or at least targets diminish a bit because of that. He went from 84 targets during his rookie season to 96 last year, and he increased his receptions from 48 to 50, so a very minute difference there. His catch rate actually decreased from 57.1% in his rookie year to 52.1%. He dropped 6 passes, another issue that Slayton has dealt with in the past, especially when he first came into the league. He was dropping passes left and right during practice. He kind of ironed that out, but again, it didn't totally alleviate. So 3 drops in 2019 during his rookie season, 6 last year, so he doubled that. His 10.7% drop rate. Not a great number. He has to improve in that, but I do think he is more than capable of being a very great receiver in the NFL. I think that him and Daniel Jones are the perfect match, really, because Darius Slayton is a 9-route, go-route receiver. He's decent on the comebacks. He's a decent slant guy, decent dig route, but mostly you're using him as a burner on the outside. Now, with Saquon coming back, we have to anticipate that defenses are going to be playing more cover 2, cover 3, trying to cover the deeper portions of the field, cover 2 man, really, so they have 2 deep safeties and then their man coverage across the board. But if they do want to test us in cover 1 like they did last year, opposing defenses played cover 1 and cover 0 against us a lot because they trusted their corners to really just get the job done with 1 deep safety maximum. That's all they needed because the pass rush was so good against our offensive line. Now, when you have Saquon Barkley, that immediately draws attention to the running back position. You need to have a extra guy in the box at all times, which usually will either be, someone at the double safety position. If you're playing cover 2 man or cover 3, you need to drag a safety. Your strong safety now has to be in the box. Your free safety has to be kind of watching that second level. Your linebackers, if you're playing, a 4-3 or a 3-4, you have 2 middle linebackers. You need to be attentive to the fact that Saquon can get to the second level and burst a ball up the seam. He can take it to the house at any given moment. You need to have more guys allocated toward him. And we saw that against Cleveland last year with Kareem Hunt when they played the Giants. There was a play where Logan Ryan and Jabril Peppers both got kind of confused because they were both watching Kareem Hunt. They got dragged out of position, and Austin Hooper ended up with a nice reception, getting a first down for 17 yards. Now, that is what Saquon does for his teammates. With the attention that he commands, he opens up more route concepts. He opens up more portions of the field for his teammates. That's where Darius Slayton is going to make an impact. When you're taking that attention away from the deeper portions of the field, you're really putting Darius Slayton up against CB2, CB3s, because Kenny Golladay is going to command CB1 coverage at all times. Darius Slayton was also, him and Sterling Shepard were kind of splitting CB1 reps there, And now you're going to have Slayton possibly playing in maybe a slot role sometimes, on those spray fades on the outside, playing as an X on the outside, and he'll be going up against lesser talent. Like, keep in mind, would you rather have Darius Slayton, let's use the Giants in context here, would you rather have Darius Slayton up against James Bradberry or Isaac Yiadom? That's what most teams have at cornerback. Most teams have a decent number one receiver, or number one corner. James Bradberry is much more than decent, but most teams have a solid CB1 and average to below average CB2. Not a lot of teams have great CB2s. The Giants have a Dory Jackson. That's unique. Denver, they drafted Patrick Surtain. They have Ronald Darby, and they have Fuller. So, this is a team that is a little bit different, but most teams don't have that. So when you have Darius Slayton up against CB2s, maybe the safeties are being drawn down low because of Saquon's attention, maybe Evan Ingram or Kadarius Toney in the middle of the field, Daniel Jones' ability to run. All of these different factors will open up the field for Darius Slayton. I do think that he's going to have a tremendous year because of that. He was on pace for 1,081 yards and 8 touchdowns before he went down against Washington. Now, I think that is a pretty tremendous number to consider based on the fact that he had 740 yards during his rookie seasons and 8 touchdowns. So he was on pace for the same number of touchdowns and about 300 additional yards, which is crazy. That's what we wanted to see from Slayton. Unfortunately, we didn't have the manpower and the weaponry on offense to really allow him to get open that often. He was running 2 routes the whole season, the go and the comeback route. And that was really just a secondary route because they were covering up the deeper portions. They didn't want to give Daniel Jones that ability to throw downfield. Now, I think that with the hiring of Russ Callaway, the elevation of Freddie Kitchens as our, senior assistant on offense, we should see a more downfield approach. Russ Callaway comes from an Air Coryell, air raid system. At LSU, Ed Orgeron called him their secret ingredient. He's going to be more of that analytical guy behind the scenes, developing this offense, developing the plays, and helping this offense take another step forward and becoming explosive, right? The Giants need more explosive plays and touchdown makers. Darius Slayton is a touchdown maker. The guy can break open an offense, a defense rather, at any given moment, and I think that he has those abilities to be just that good, which is why I think he's going to take another step forward. I think with more reps to be spread around, he won't see as much attention, which will actually be a good thing. I think he's better complementary piece than a focal point. Teams will forget about him, and then suddenly Darius Slayton's running 20 yards downfield with nobody near him. That is how I want to see them utilize Darius Slayton in the future. He did really, really well with Saquon Barkley on the field, which is what I like to see. When Saquon is on the field, the Giants receivers do better. That's what happened in 2018 with OBJ and Saquon. They just did better together. Like when you have those two guys, a wide receiver 1 and an RB1 that are high end, they complement each other very well because they draw so much attention. Play action opens up, and I think that Darius Slayton is going to be a secret kind of benefactor of those different factors, my friends. So, just a little short video talking about Darius Slayton, why I think he's going to take that step forward this upcoming year. They really primed him to do so. He's going to be fully healthy, no injury concerns there, so I'm really excited about that, my friends. But I hope you enjoyed this short little 8-minute video talking about Darius Slayton. Let me know in the comment section below on YouTube. If you're listening on audio, head over to YouTube and let me know what you guys think. Do you think he's going to have a great year? Do you think he's going to get buried on the roster? What are your expectations for Slay for the 2021 season? Because I think for me, I think he's going to not get as many reps or not as many targets, but with the targets he does get, he's going to be a lot more beneficial. He's going to be a lot more productive and efficient, which is what we want to see, my friends. So thank you so much for being a Fireside Giants. Short little video for you guys. Hope you have a fantastic rest of the week, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
TVSO.